One is if we want to be happy, I personally follow two things. One is let go theory. I mean, if you, for example, just hit me here, okay, no reaction from me, let it go, let go. Then if you say some vulgar words to me, no problem, it's okay for me, I'll just ignore, let go. That is one thing. And second thing is meditation.
Why knowledge matters. Vice Chancellor of the Canadian University of Bangladesh, Jahirul Haque, welcome back.
Thank you. And I actually am very glad to meet you again. Long time no see, but there is a saying that better late than never, right?
Exactly.
Although not frequently, but it is good that at least occasionally we meet, right?
Exactly, and I'm so grateful because I know how busy your schedule is and what a determined man you are, and your important position that you obviously hold in Bangladesh. So I'm so pleased to have you back here on the show. And today, really, we talk about spirituality and happiness. Can you please define for us spirituality and happiness?
Actually, it's very difficult to define spirituality and happiness, because it's such an important and such a philosophical topic to discuss about. It's very rare topic to discuss about. Actually, to me, spirituality is all about the answer of the philosophical questions. It is the answer. It is the solution of the philosophical questions, fundamental philosophical questions. Like, the main or the fundamental philosophical questions that we have all the time: why we are here, what is the purpose of life, from where we have come in this world or in this universe, and where we are going to, where we are going. So these are the very fundamental questions that have been in our mind from the beginning of this human creation. So I think so. These are the basic questions of philosophy, and in order to have a solution, or the spirituality is the solution, or it is the intention of solution of those questions. So spirituality is something that people want to rely on in order to understand, in order to find the solution of those questions. What is the purpose of life? Why we have come here, and where we are going to? So, and spirituality is something that gives the answer. For example, the religions, all religions in this world, based on spirituality, and they are trying to define in different ways the ultimate solution of the problems that have been raised in the philosophy. For example, why we have come in this universe, and where we are going to, why we are going to die. If we die, why we are here? Actually, what is happening in this life. If we are here, why we cannot be happy? Why there is sufferings? So people get involved in the process of spirituality to find the solution of these questions. I mean, to have mental happiness, peace, inner happiness. And we people want to avoid the sufferings. And therefore, we strongly believe in spirituality. And what does it mean exactly, spirituality? I mean, in Islam, according to Arabian philosophy, spirituality is something that we have a very good purpose of our, lives. We are doing something here. We are cultivating, and we are doing something so that we can get benefits after death. That is the spirituality according to the Arabian philosophy, I mean Islam. Then, according to Indian philosophy, it is a bit different, that we are here in this world, for example, because of the previous activities that we have done in our previous lives. Because in Indian philosophy, there are, rebirth, most probably, that we are here, we will die. If we do in this life good work, according to our good karma, good work, karma, the word karma. So if you do good work, I mean good karma, after death, again we'll, come back to this world as a newborn child, and we'll be very happy people if we do here something good. If we do something bad, then after death, we'll come back as maybe another animal like a dogs or something like, and we'll suffer a lot because we have done something bad in these lives. So this is the spirituality according to Indian philosophy. I mean, these are some components, some elements of spirituality according to Indian philosophy. If you go back to, Buddhism and Christianity, there are some differences. So spirituality, I always think that it is all about people from the very beginning have been trying to find the solutions of some basic philosophical questions: why we are here, why we are going to, and after death, what is going to happen with us. And in order to find that, find the solutions of those questions, spirituality has evolved, has been, has been developed. And happiness, it is something, if in order to become happy, in order to have a purposeful life, I think again spirituality support us, help us to be happy. For example, if you think deeply that there is no purpose of life, there is no purpose of doing good thing here, so why in that case I'll do good things? And therefore here spirituality work. Here spirituality works, that if you do something good here, there is a benefit after your death. So therefore, spirituality is working very positively in order to have a purpose of life. When you can define a clear purpose of your life, you can be happy, otherwise not. It's a very interesting question you have raised today. So sometimes we think that spirituality does not good, or it creates complexity and problems. I think it is not the right thing, because the extremism and religious fanatism that we have been seeing for last several years, it is not spirituality. It is like nationalism. For example, you see the what is happening between Russia and Ukraine. There is no. It is not an religious war. It is not a fight based on religion at all. It is a fight based on one kind of ultra nationalism or extremism. So when people are extremely, when people act extremely based on a religious debate, that is not spirituality. Spirituality is much beyond that. It is much deeper. Even maybe you are not a believer of Islam or Christianity or any religion at all, but you can be a very spiritual person because you deeply understand the question of philosophy, and you want to support people. You want to define the purpose of life by having the spiritual quality. So happiness depends on spirituality in a lot. It depends on spiritual matters.
So you would say that happiness depends on spirituality by all means. Without spirituality, cannot really be happiness. Is this correct?
Yes, I should describe it. Otherwise, it will be a fragment of answer. Because what do you mean by happiness? Happiness, happiness is not that only if you smile now, or if you are laughing, or you are smiling. It doesn't mean that you are happy. No, happiness is the harmony, societal harmony of the whole world, peace and integrity. That is the happiness. And if you can achieve that as a whole, if you can bring the peace in your society, in that case only you can be happy, otherwise not. Because in order to, if you are a good person or even bad person, I don't know if I am a bad person or good person, uh, no matters whether you are good or bad. If there are a lot of crises in your society, you cannot be happy. You must have some tensions. For example, if you live now, you are a very good person. I am a very good person. You are living in Ukraine. You cannot be happy. Always something is wrong there. So happiness, ultimate happiness will come when you can, bring peace and integrity in the society. Because I'm talking about happiness in relation with the spirituality, not individual happiness, and not a very silly thing. I am talking about greater happiness, greater peace and integrity, greater spirituality. You got my point?
Yeah. So, and it's also that even if it comes to the individual, it's really also, it's important to have integrity. It's important to have your values aligned with your actions in order to have peace within yourself. But this ultimately also translates into the societal aspect in order for a society to live peacefully together. Would you personally describe yourself as a spiritual and happy person, Dr. Haque?
Yeah, good question. That, first of all, I support the point you have mentioned, that if we cannot become individually happy, we cannot make others happy, and we cannot bring happiness for the society. So it is very important at first, you have to be happy individually. For example, in the airplane, there is oxygen mask. The suggestion is at first you take your oxygen mask first, then you put the oxygen mask for your child, right? So the same thing, we have to be individually happier, and then it will be easier for us to bring happy for the society and for the whole world. I support your point. And the question you have raised again, that whether I am a spiritual person or not, right? Was it the question?
Yes, exactly. If you are a
Yeah,
spiritual, would you consider yourself a spiritual and a happy person?
yeah, yeah, yeah. To me, I told you that spirituality is when I am in the process of the you know finding the solution of our life. For example, as I am trying to find out the purpose of life, so I am already a spiritual person. So, and of course, I consider myself happy because I don't care about the problems. I consider problem is not a problem to me. Again,
You consider it as a challenge. Describe how you consider problems when you face them.
it
Walk
is
us
not
through.
even, it's two things. When I give a lecture in the leadership forum, I tell that, yeah, problems is challenge for us, but I am going to redefine this kind of leadership definition, because challenge is not a challenge. Challenge should not be a challenge, because it is your definition, it is our definition. We have defined that it's a challenge. Actually, it is not a challenge at all. Just let it go. Just take it very easily. Because, for example, you have a friend, and if there is a problem comes to both of you, but your reaction and the reaction of your friend may be totally different. Maybe you will accept it, it's fine to me, and somebody else will react so aggressively, and that is a really problem for him. So challenge, it depends on you actually. If you accept it very normally, if you can give a solution with a cool brain, it's not a challenge at all. Because you know people, because of people want to income, they want to generate revenue, they want to have money, therefore they are thinking to write books, to they are thinking to define one little things in different ways. So all the time they want to change the definition. For example, a book is written by someone on leadership or on social context or on maybe economics. After 1 year they uh, you know produce another edition. After 2 years another edition. After 3 years another edition. Again new edition of the same topic. It means these people are worthless. They don't have any work. They don't understand spirituality. They don't have mental peace and happiness, and therefore they want to live on materialistic things. They therefore, for them money is very important thing. So they want to generate money, they want to be busy and they want to keep people busy in different ways. So, and they are defining different subjects, different courses, different departments, different disciplines, what not. Many of those are purposeless. Many of those you don't need. It is a crazy things are happening in this world. Although I am an administrator of an institution, I have been vice chancellor for so many years, and I have been dealing with all these things. But I understand it is meaningless. It is so stupid things we are doing all the time. We can make the world so peaceful, But we just don't like to do it. We people are very crazy. So the questions you have raised, that challenge, I think, again, it depends on us. Maybe it's challenge for me, for you, it may not be a challenge. It's how you react on that. It's all about your reaction. For example, when there is a problem, for some leaders, these problems are not at all a problem. But for some poor leaders, oh my God, it is so complex problems. But for some gurus, those who are very rich spiritually, for them, these are not even a simple problem. Actually, these are not issues even. These issues are created by us. So challenge also are not challenges,
So it's really also a question of attitude, how you react
Yes, how
to
you
a
react.
problem that you
Yes,
are
yes,
describing. This is really fascinating. Now, give us some tips, and also for our listeners, how to be more spiritual and more happy, and really to live a more happy and fulfilling life here. We can really here define it in secular terms. What do you do specifically to live a fulfilled and meaningful life? Because you are really the manifestation of it. You are so lively, you are so committed, you are such a committed father, husband, Vice Chancellor. I can really feel that. What do you do concretely in order to keep this pace up?
Two things we need to do. One is, if we want to be happy, I personally follow two things. One is let go theory. I mean, if you, for example, just hit me here, okay, no reaction from me, let it go, let go. Then if you say some vulgar words to me, no problem, it's okay for me. I'll just ignore, let go. That is one thing. And second thing is meditation. And if you can, of course, maybe something else, but I follow these two things normally. So, and I can avoid a lot of problems. I can avoid a lot of anxieties. I can avoid challenges. Those challenges are not challenges even for me. So I think it's all about a reaction, how we react, let go, it's not a problem, something like that, this attitude that you mentioned also. And the second thing, meditation. And meditation means, for example, why we need meditation. So first I said to you that I follow two things. One is let go. I avoid all problems. I take it very normally, very positively, my attitude, and this is one thing. But in some cases, even if you avoid, even if you try to ignore, but still in some cases, you may be affected by some bad things. So for those things, meditation will help you. Meditation, the second thing that I do. So now you may have a question, what does it mean, meditation? Meditation, again, it's nothing, just trying to be anxietyless, trying to be anxious freeness. If you can become few minutes without anxiety, so without, I mean, tension. So tension freeness, anxietyness, anxietylessness, and no tension, no anxiety, so no negative thinking, even no thinking. That is called meditation. So meditation means being, yourselves, being with you. So trying to think as less as you can.
And
As
really,
less as you can. That's it.
yeah, really, I think really being really in the present, really, right, feel what you feel, and yeah. That is so fascinating. Last question, Professor Haque. What makes you feel alive?
When I meditate and the moments when I can be anxiety free, tension free, that make me alive. And of course, for the if we can find the solutions for the society, in that case, of course, that will make me more alive. For example, I am so worried observing the war between Ukraine and Russia, fights in Syria, in Libya, in Iraq. So seeing that, of course, I cannot be happy. So when sometimes good news, that make also me alive. So tension freeness, anxiety freeness, it makes me alive.
Vice Chancellor of the Canadian University of Bangladesh and Professor Jahirul Haque, thank you so much for being in the show. It's always a pleasure and a gift.
Thank you, Yanni.
That's why knowledge matters.